I have serious health issues, Orji Kalu says as he pleads for bail. The former governor of Abia State, Senator Orji Kalu, on Tuesday asked a federal high court in Lagos to grant him bail on grounds of ill health. Orji Kalu had filed an application for bail pending the hearing of an appeal suit challenging his conviction. The former governor said he is battling serious health challenges that cannot be handled in the prison. But the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, which prosecuted Kalu on the corruption charges, opposed the application. The anti-graft agency argued that bail is for accused persons on the presumption of being innocent. But since the former governor has been convicted, he can no longer enjoy such privilege. The presiding judge, Mohammed Lima, adjourned till 23rd December 2019 for ruling on the bail application. Kalu was sentenced to 12 years imprisonment over 7.16 billion naira fraud by a federal high court sitting in Lagos on December 5th. Opera News reports that Justice Mohammed Idris convicted Kalu on 39 counts of 7.2 billion naira fraud and money laundering preferred against him by Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. He was then sentenced to 12 years imprisonment. Nigerians, these people have come again. The same trick they are always using when they are being convicted or when they are, going to court for all of this, whatever they involve themselves in. That is when the sickness will come. That is when they will know that the prison facility cannot take care of their sickness. And one thing is that I think within his mind, he would have thought, oh, he has done well or he did well when he was a governor, while he was a governor. I think the best thing, if really they are going to grant him, but according to what EFC say, he's already been convicted, so he does not have that privilege. So I don't know how they are going to do that. Since the whole thing has been postponed or adjourned till 23rd of this month, he has to wait. So I don't know how he's going to manage himself since he said his health is deteriorating. The best thing would have been, let him go to Abia State since he did well while he was a governor. They will not build hospital, they will not build good schools, they will not build all of those things. I think even if they are going to consider him, I'm just saying, of course, which I know it might not be possible according to what the EFCC is saying, that he's already been convicted. He does not have that privilege to say, okay, they want to grant him bail. He has to continue with his jail term. If really it's possible for them to allow him, but the best thing is not to allow him to go outside Nigeria. Let him go to one of the hospitals he built while he was a governor. They will not do all of those things. Good schools will not be there. Any little thing, their children are abroad. Any little thing, they are abroad for medical treatment. Even to the president, the same thing. The same thing. I'm really surprised that even the manner at which the president was even sick while in his first term, I was thinking, oh, because of this man will be moved. This man will be, he will be compelled to say, okay, let me just build a befitting hospital for Nigerians. Yet, nothing. They will tell you, stay in Nigeria, don't move out of Nigeria, you have to build Nigeria. What are they building? They are not building anything. Every facility, the facilities in Nigeria, are not really good for them, whether medical facility or the educational facility. It is not good for them. Someone says Longer Throat has found him out to go to the Senate and continue to amass wealth and, if possible, Aso Rock. If not, he could not have come back from outside the country that he ran to. Had he been he knew he would be convicted, he would have developed this serious ailment before that fateful day. God help Nigeria. Honestly, God help Nigeria. Before you know it, they might even grant him. They will look for some kind of technicalities to say, oh, okay, because of his health is deteriorating, let him go outside the country. He will not even stay in Nigeria to receive that treatment. So what happens to other inmates, other prisoners that are there? Why is it that their health have not really deteriorated up till now? Some of them have been there for how many years? With all the money they have, they are still having sickness here and there. With all the money they've embezzled, with all the money they've accumulated, illegal money, illicit money they've accumulated, they could not even treat themselves. Majority of them are not in good health because they have stolen what does not belong to them. The sweat of the masses. Within them, you would think that they are enjoying themselves. All those are politicians. Majority of them, as many that have stolen, they are battling with one sickness or the other. Go and check out all of them. 99% of others are all these our politicians. They have one sickness, terminal sickness they are battling with all the money, yet they cannot even be in good health to treat themselves very well. And any little thing like this, they will be crying. Oh, I have a serious health challenge. Oh, serious health whatever. What he's looking for now is just for him to be flown abroad. That is what he's looking for. And that is one of the ways they love to escape from all of these things. But let us see how they are going to play this whole thing out with their technicalities and all of that. Since the EFCC said it is only those who have not been convicted that will have that privilege of, being granted bail to go and treat themselves. But since he has been convicted, whatever facility that is in that prison, he has to manage it. He has to use it. But I know that the earth has not really deteriorated. The only thing that will be worrying them, most of them, majority of them, is BP, because the other time he was saying, oh, when people visited him, that they should see him, oh, he's not eating in the prison, the way he's eating in the prison. So you think those Nigerians that are roaming the street, that are on the street, who have graduated after going to school, yet they cannot get meaningful jobs because of your attitude, because of you people's policies. You've rendered the lives of millions of Nigerians useless. Now you are there, you are saying you are sick. So what of all those people who cannot even afford even good hospitals? There's not even good hospital in the first place. Go to all our hospitals, they will tell you there's no bed, there is no space. And people are dying on a daily basis because of their attitude, because of their greed, because of their selfishness. At the end of the day, to all of them, they will know how to go about it. Before you know, you will just hear that they have even released him or they've granted him that bail, bringing all manner of technicalities to defeat the reissue on ground. And someone has a different opinion. Someone is saying here that Justice Mohammed Liman, listen to me, man. You must have to grant bail to this man without fail. If Buhari, the father of corruption, is enjoying freedom, and Akpabio, whose name means corruption, Bola Tinubu, who take 95% monthly allocation of Lagos State, and a host of other corrupt Nigerians are enjoying freedom, then you must have to grant Orji Kalu bail pending the determination of his appeal. And someone says, too early to cry for bail. Kalu don't even know that he's already a prisoner. No Jupiter will save him. 12 years is still far. We are still waiting for Tinubu, Rochas, Amechi, and co. to join him soon. Someone says, would Justice Lima grant such bail? Don't think the law allows that. If granted, then the judge should immediately be investigated and recommended for dismissal and trial for a very likelihood of corruption. His sentence is 12 years and not 12 days. He should be concerned about his appeal rather than the bail application. Nonsensical. Just like what somebody said, like I said too, they might want to bring all these technicalities. Before you know it, the main issue, the real thing, the way things are also go, they will just bypass it. Look, using technicalities. Now that we understand that it is only those who have not been convicted that enjoy the privilege of being granted bail, being granted bail for them to go and treat themselves if such thing happens. But since he has been convicted, I don't think there's anything that should be short of that. He should be there and manage the facility in the prison. It is very much unfair to jail him because we will still have many worse corrupt people like Tinubu, Buhari, Amechi, Lai Mohammed, etc. And they are with us here enjoying freedom. So please release him. Grant this man bail, please. This man doesn't belong there. Look at his history. Really? Our president does not obey court order. Please grant him bail. Nigeria have no law. Someone say, I laugh. So you think it's easy? Only in Nigeria such thing would happen. Money can buy anything. But fraud, let's see how it goes. It's now dawning on this man that he is actually in jail. The prison should be refurbished to suit him. It's too early for this request. Oh my goodness. Nigerians are so funny. Let Nigeria citizens sit down here and see how Justice Mohammed Lima will destroy our Nigeria legal practice or proceedings by granting such bail to a convicted criminal. Anything can happen. Oh. Anything can happen in this country. Anything can happen. The more you look, the less you see. The more you look, the less you see. They will just do all manner of abracadabra. And that's when you will be hearing these technicalities, all those English, all this terminology from all these son, all those lawyers, all those judges. You'll be hearing all manner of things. You'll be surprised. Even the so-called lawyers too will be surprised that the way and manner at which this thing will go at the end of the day, everybody will be surprised. Because as it is now, he's a convicted person. He does not have that privilege to be granted bail. So let's see how they are going to treat this whole thing. Because of course, lawlessness is the order of the day now. Impunity is the order of the day. Disobedience to court order is the order of the day now. So it's not going to be a big deal. This is a big question Nigerians have to ask federal government of Nigeria, led by President Muhammadu Buhari. Is the same law that govern and also used to punish offenders as an exceptional between poor common citizens, both men and women, and the rich prominent people, VIP, political office holders. A man who stole 200,000 naira is punished and sentenced to 100 years with hard labor. A governor who steals billions of naira, taxpayers' money, entrusted to his care, is sentenced to mere 12 years after spending 5 days under comfort in the prison. Will be released to go abroad for medical treatment. When a poor common inmate is sick, is taken to Nigerian government hospital, chained to his sick bed. Senator Kalu stole 7.2 billion naira, was convicted last week, but today he's sick, wants to go for medical treatment. While some people are in that prison, you know, they've been remanded for 3 to 5 years without judgment, talk less of serving their prison terms. When you view all this, you ask yourself if we are the same Nigerians or common man or woman are being punished for not knowing how to steal big. This is a big question for the government of President Muhammadu Buhari to answer. Apology to Mina and his son who teaches us how to steal. It's really terrible. You know, those are the questions that people always ask, you know, because a lot of people will not be able to get the answer. Somebody will say, you know, some are no more Nigerian than Nigerian. We are all Nigerians, but yet the laws that we have is meant for the commoners, but they themselves are that high pedestal. It's not for them. They are above the law. And that's why you see some people, they will just be angry. They cannot tolerate some things. Like I always say, level of tolerance differs from people to people. Some people will just be wondering, what kind of injustice is this? Why is it that the laws are just meant for the commoners? Why the laws are, you know, the elites or the so-called big people are above the law? Like example being given, we have people like them who will steal billions of naira. They will give them 5 million naira fine. They will pay it. They will give them option. But the ones that will be stealing little, they will jail them for 100 years. You can imagine, just 12 years. Last week he was jailed. Today now he's talking about how he wants to be treated in a more better environment. And like I said, it's not going to be in Nigeria. The next thing we tell you that there's no hospital that can take care of his sickness. You must go abroad for that distance. So let us see how they are going to do all of these things. In as much he has been convicted, not that he's still on trial. He has been convicted, and EFCC said he does not have the privilege to be granted bail. So guys, I would like to hear from you. Leave your comments below and let's learn from you. Thank you very much. Bye.